Three, two, one, go.
I went. I totally went.
I know you did.
Yeah. Woo!
They're both disappointed in something.
Yeah, it's like neither of them have had a good day so far.
They must have played that new Star Trek game.
Poor Akabane. Are you okay? Leave me alone. I'm playing the game. It sucks. I'm on the map.
I am not. I'm loading up all the players right now. Now I'm on the map.
All right.
Three, two, one, go. What a glorious day for Blood Bowl.
Yeah, the sun is shining. I think we can't really look at the sky, so I'm not.
It's
Sure.
nice weather apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's good weather for one extra square that will actually land randomly.
It looks like Slumberg picked himself up a Minotaur.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. This is get a
Vegeta,
Minotaur.
Prince of All Saiyans.
Goddamn right.
Apparently he's a Minotaur now.
You try one hair product to get rid of a widow peak, and boom, it's everywhere. That's awesome.
Looks like there's little horns. I don't think these horns are with hair products. I don't think that works.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Don't
Like,
cut.
where'd you get it? Like a black market in Tijuana?
Oh, an interesting formation. I like it.
Definitely using that Minotaur, strangely.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I think he's probably going to use his Minotaur fairly quickly. I think Inferno has done this tactic already
Mm-hmm.
for his own characters, so he might not have him so close to the edge. That I'm always worried when somebody has a yeah, see, good. He I would be very cross with Inferno if he seems to have done that sort of tactic himself, and I'd be
Rush for field out?
yeah.
Yeah.
Since there is frenzy, a person with
Right.
frenzy can actually hit somebody out even when they're not right next to the end zone.
It is interesting, and then you know that Inferno sees it too. So it's a nice tactic because it forces Inferno to close up his formation.
Mm-hmm. Um, very odd way to do this. Um, hmm. I wonder what his first move will be, since he is going to be going first. He's going to get the kickoff. Ooh,
I believe that his first move will be to move a player.
I think it might actually be a block. Let's
Mm,
see.
mm. Well, I guess we'll just see, won't we?
Probably not. No, we're shutting this down.
Stream ends. Uh, like Biff's just sitting there staring at a blank computer. I showed them all.
I did it. I saved the world. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, you don't want these guys. You didn't want your sacrificial lamb to be sacrificed.
I just want to point out, I was right. His first move was to move someone. It wasn't a block.
That's.
I guess we know who's the better commentator, huh? Because that
Darn and
has to
stuff.
do with anything.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
people are being moved. Ball's
Oh,
gonna go somewhere.
here's something interesting. It looks like when doing a kickoff, the direction doesn't change, but the distance is halved. I would really like to see how that works for the
The
most part.
distance is half for what? Like anytime you kick the ball?
Like for accuracy, like you can have a basically if you kick it right in the middle of the field without
Hmm.
having the kick um, ability or
Right.
perk or whatever you would like to call it. Oh, does he have block? No. He's gonna have
Oh,
to force to use his extra reroll that he obtained. Excuse me.
ouch.
Oh wait, no, that was sorry, that was Inferno attacking. He does not have block. I have misread who was doing what, and it looks like in his actual turn, he actually blocked first instead of moved.
You know what? We didn't say anything about actual turn. We said what was he gonna do first, and what he did first was move.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh man, is he
Oh,
gonna ring
attacker
him
down.
out?
He's not going to be able to.
Oh, oh,
Oh!
oh,
Oh
oh!
God! This is the worst starting for Inferno.
Oh my God!
And he
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 does
did badly
apothecary.
hurt, so she's going to actually be coming back into the game. And
Well, next time.
no, no, no.
No,
Like when she actually, whenever there's a halftime or if somebody does a touchdown, she'll come back in.
but why is she still badly hurt?
Um, when you get a badly hurt on Apothecary, they come back into the game.
Oh, okay, okay, got it.
So
Wow.
if you do get an Apothecary and you already get badly hurt to begin with, and you can use an Apothecary to have that person come back in.
Got it, got it. Just wow.
Um,
So that was a good start.
a very very not so good position for this guy. He's right next to the end zone, but it doesn't look like there's going to be too many people to be going around him. So he's not in that much trouble, but it's still very sketchy in that spot.
I don't understand why everyone's just standing there. What is this, turn based?
Imagine if this was actual football.
It's like, dude, go get the ball. I don't know. We gotta be careful about what we do.
that'd be
It's
that'd be really great if like it was pretty much just like a giant time stop each and every single turn, so you only got to see like the after effect of each and every single like round, and you just see like like people like move around a bunch, and like all of a sudden, then one person would just like fall down and like have a broken skull, and you're like, oh god.
pushed. Defender stumbled.
Ow.
Ouchie.
Not quite a didn't get through that armor. It's a good line. I like to use it sometimes. Um, I think it's poignant. Oh my!
Oh my god. Whoa. I.
He's got the ball, and he's
Alright
very
then.
close to the end zone.
Is he gonna go
This
for it?
this might actually work really well. Holy crap!
Wow.
Uh, he's got one person tied up. The other person still can do a blitz. But that is just a one person. He does have block though.
He does. He does have block.
Is he just one of the normal guys? No, he seems to be different from the others.
He was made fun of in Chaos Elementary School.
Let's see. Can he move anybody else? He does have a beastman here.
You mean that one?
Yeah,
That one
and
right there.
there's also this one right over here. He's got kick.
Yeah, he still has one guy that's completely unguarded though.
Yep, and most likely he's going to be using him. He's also most likely going to have somebody else help with a blitz. Setting up one person just in case the tackle goes south.
Right. He's gonna blitz with him.
It's going to have to do a go for it. He succeeds. Does
Defender
both down.
stumbles.
Defender stumbles. That will work very well. And that ball is now out of his hands.
Mm. You know, I thought about it, and it was an impressive move from Slum, but I'm not sure it was an intelligent move.
I think so.
You think so?
Getting a ball into somebody's hands is very different than just having it still on the floor. Because you then had to have an extra step to get it out of that person's hands.
Well, true, but here's my thinking. First of all, he had to go for it twice.
Hmm.
Then he had to successfully pick up the ball.
Right.
Then, even if all that works, he is alone, surrounded by enemies. That's why I'm saying, I don't know. That is a huge, huge risk to take, and the chances of it not going your way are pretty high.
Yes, but it still puts in, like, even if he doesn't pick up the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the go for it's were sort of risky for the most part. But if he even didn't, like, pick up the ball, like, failed to do that, he's still next to that ball. And it's going to be harder for, Inferno to actually grab that.
That is true. Except, well, no, it's not. Like, again, yeah, maybe it'd be harder for Inferno to grab it, but he's surrounded by enemies. All Inferno has to do is blitz him away a space and then pick up the ball. All I'm saying is that while it's a very aggressive move, and it's definitely not what I would call a bad move, I think the probability was so high against this actually going well for Slum that I personally would not have done it.
I might have done something similar. I might have not done the two go forwards. But aggressive moves work very, very well in this game, especially when you have very little to lose on that particular turn. Like,
He made it.
hmm?
Oh no! I'm looking at the chat. Like, you know, he made him waste a blitz. I don't know if you really call that wasting a blitz. I mean, you look at this field position right now. Slum kind of has pushed forward a little bit, but it's not like I still don't see. If we look at this field right now, I don't see any huge advantage that Slum has gained by this move, with the exception of it is true that he has pushed his line forward a little bit.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure that he wouldn't have been able to do that anyway because of the first turn Inferno had. So in other words, I think that this field would pretty much look a lot like this whether he had done that or not, except that he wouldn't have a Beastman on the ground.
Hmm.
And of course, I think part of this by me is, you know, my own play style, the way I look at things. I'm a very militant man, I guess you say. I don't like the idea of breaking away from the main line or throwing people
Ooh.
into enemy's territory. Oh gosh.
Another injury. What kind? This is just badly hurt, so no long-standing injuries. But that's a permanent person out for this match. And, wow. And that's somebody who also has leveled up. I think Inferno actually has quite a few people who's leveled up, or at least close to. He has been evenly distributing a lot of his characters. Interesting that you'd use him as a blitzer.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, and I'm agreeing with the chat. Don't get me wrong. It's interesting. It's great to see what's going to happen, and it is true that there is reward to it. So it's not like a dumb risk, but you guys can't disagree. The fact, the idea that this was a huge risk for him to take is apparent.
Oh,
Gosh,
yeah.
and doing another go for it. Yikes.
He did
Like, basically,
not.
I'm not saying that it was a dumb move or that it was a risk without reward. It definitely did have a reward element to it. But, man, the chances of that going against Slum were so great. He could have failed on the go for it, could have failed picking up the ball. And if he had failed at any one of those three stages, he would have basically had a Beastman in there surrounded by enemies with nothing to show for it.
I'm not quite sure about the last one. As I said before, he's still going to be next to the ball even if he does fail to pick up the ball.
If it doesn't bounce away from him.
It will bounce away from him, but only one block.
Mm. I suppose, but still, again, all that requires is blitz him away a space and pick up the ball. I just don't see that being a huge because we've seen that time and time again, and one person next to the ball when he's surrounded by the enemy team is not really what I would call a deterrent.
It is a much larger deterrent than usual.
Well, it's a much larger. It is more of a deterrent than not being there at all, but I've never seen it really incredibly effective because what happens is the guy just pushes him away and then picks up the ball.
Looks
It's not
like
until you get two or three people there that it becomes a an interesting struggle.
um
Poor beast, man. He's just back on the ground.
well, as Variac says, make the opponent roll more. It just having a normal attack against him is risking like if he does that one blitz, that's his one blitz. If he does not actually take down that person with any of those attack moves, it's not going to work.
Again, I'm not saying there is no reward to the risk, but really what you have to ask yourself is it worth two go forwards and sticking a lone man in enemy territory just to maybe have him near a ball? I personally would not take that risk. But I'm not trying to say that was bad play, just really risky. And it did pay off for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, nicely done, by the way.
Mm-hmm. He's gotten the ball all the way down the field with a handoff and a pass. He definitely wanted to not actually confront this Chaos Warrior in hand-to-hand combat and just dodged away. He needed to roll, I believe, only a 2 at the lowest to actually get past that, because he would get a +1 for not dodging into an enemy tackle zone. Yeah. So that was a fairly well risked move. I don't think he actually had dodge. So if he did have a 1,
Ooh, defender down.
he would have had some trouble. He does have some rerolls for that, but it is kind of neck and neck in rerolls, and they're getting fairly low in their own. They've been using rerolls almost every single one of their turns.
Right.
I think they've only done 1 turn without. And he did not want to use that.
Oh, ouch.
Which was a good move, because that it sucks that happened. It really does. But you should probably save that for the rest of the match. Oh, and he failed his go for it. Needed to re-roll that.
He did.
It looks like he might actually blitz with his other beastman.
Yeah, that seems like an intelligent move right there.
Mm-hmm.
Get the ball out of his hands.
Looks like he's doing other moves. He knows that he has no more rerolls for anything, so if he does actually have something that goes wrong, this is... there's no safety net. So, I believe he should probably do this blitz that he's probably going to do right now first, and then go for any other tackles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, always start with your most important.
Horns. And
Got an
that's
attacker down or pushed. Ouch. Not good.
not good at all. I believe what he's going to need to do is move that blitz character that he has right now to this square right over here. That will prevent almost any and all dodge. Like, it won't be able to dodge very well. It'd be being Inferno's character right there.
I don't know if he's gonna do it though.
He probably shouldn't have actually moved up with that, so he didn't have to do a dodge to get to that spot.
Right.
I didn't know how many squares he had left. I assume that he might have had 1, so he'd have to have a go for it to do that. But otherwise, Inferno is literally good and just not need to roll a 1 to dodge out and get to that end zone.
Yikes.
So,
Zoinks!
I'm not exactly sure what's going on at the moment. I think he was just thinking about his next move. Maybe even going through the same things that I just mentioned.
Poor Slum. You know he's sitting there thinking, why couldn't I have gotten that last time?
Mhm. And he still hasn't used a lot of his characters that he set up for future events.
Mm-hmm.
A very good role. Wild Animal is not something too easy to get around. But you should always try every single turn. There's not too much of a downside if you do fail.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like is that you still have your tackle boxes and all that.
That's not going to help too much. He's still going to just be able to dodge right over there and not have any. He's. Oh, I think he realized that and tried to do a dodge around him and
Ooh.
failed that. Oh, he failed the go for it actually.
Ouch.
And it looks like Inferno almost has a surefire. Unless he rolls double ones, he's most
Mm-hmm.
likely going to get to that end zone, and he does not.
And it's a touchdown.
Dude, did you see that touchdown from the torch thing over there? Oh god, camera, camera
Camera,
back.
go!
They doing the can? Is that what's going on?
The can do the can.
Hmm. Looks like Inferno has quite a few characters on the sideline, so it doesn't look like he's going to go down in the number of players that he has out.
Right. Got lucky. Well, I wouldn't say lucky with his witch elf because he had to use his apothecary in turn one. That's not lucky.
No, that was
But
not
he's lucky
lucky.
she didn't have a fractured skull. Especially with the way
Yes.
apothecaries have been going this league.
Mm-hmm. It's actually fairly easy to get a badly hurt. Uh, it's all the other ones seem kind of like a kind of like if you roll anything but a badly hurt, there's like a just a chance out of I think it was like 32 or something like that.
Right.
So if you get dead, that is a chance out of 32. If you get a fractured skull, that's a chance out of 32. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't looked through that myself, but that's what I've heard.
You're wrong, but I won't correct you.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to keep assuming that I'm right because I'm always right, unless I'm proven wrong.
I am okay with this.
Okay then. We're in agreement.
Yeah.
Good. Uh, it is Inferno's setup time, and a fairly interesting strategy right here. He seems to still be organizing his guys. Let's see. I thought he had more characters in this. I mean, I know the one got injured and knocked out and stuff.
I thought it was interesting. I was going to comment on this that his assassin wasn't in the first round.
Hmm.
His assassin was off on the sidelines.
Well, the assassin is very good for dodgy teams that don't have very good armor value, so he probably
Mm.
wanted to keep him out as long as possible. It
Right.
still can
Makes
be
sense.
good for the higher strength dudes like the Minotaur, but the Minotaur turning around and hitting him is not something that he wants.
Right. But it would make me amused.
Then again, I think an assassin worked really well against a Minotaur because of his actually kind of low armor value. I'm a little surprised now looking at it.
What, the Minotaur?
Yeah,
Nine's not a. Oh, it's a Chaos
that's an
Warrior. Hang
8.
on. Hang on. My mouse was on the wrong thing.
All right.
Yeah, eight's kind of low for what you would expect from a big beastie.
Yeah, that's actually quite a bit odd. Let's
Hmm.
see, a blitz. So it looks like Inferno can now move all of his guys during this turn that's not already in a tackle zone of somebody else.
Hmm.
Um, this is one of the best things that you can get. You can get an attack out before the ball actually lands, and you can reorganize all of the characters in the back. It is one of the best things that you can get.
I'm interesting to see. I think it'll be interesting to see Slum's plan of attack now.
Um, as long as Slum gets one of his characters to actually pick up the ball in his hands, he shouldn't have too much of a problem.
Details, details. Game's not all about the ball.
Oh my, just a push. Oh, an odd setup, but oh no, he's actually going towards the ball.
Uh-oh.
I see what he did. I get this. He's opening up a path so he can actually walk a lot of his guys through there. A bit of a risky move just because it's a one die block for him to do that. But especially since the guy he attacked had block.
Right.
Um, besides that, I guess he had block too. So he needed a defender down, defender stumbled, or push to actually get him out of the way, which is
I
exactly
don't
what
think
he needed.
I don't think I've ever actually seen this defensive blitz thing. Because I've seen because I was thinking it was like one of the ones where you can rearrange this or that. I'd never seen the defense being able to,
Oh,
attack and move their whole team first. That's I can see what you're saying. Oh my gosh.
it's
Man,
going.
Slum is going for it like candy.
I guess high risk, high reward. He really wants to get these. Like he wants
Hmm.
to do as well as he can.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh wow! The guy he actually went towards the ball actually has an increased agility, which is fairly darn good. Very very good to try to pick up balls and such. Because
And dodge and
mm-hmm.
do handstands. Probably can do the splits.
Yes, all of these things.
All of which are incredibly important in Blood Bowl.
Yes. Oh my. Oh, he stood his assassin next to just one of the lower guys. Not next to the. Oh, wait, that's his character. Right, okay.
Right, well.
Hmm, interesting.
Got
Uh,
an attacker down. That's good for the other side.
he still has a push. He's still
Hmm.
trying to get that guy closer to the sidelines. He might actually be setting up right now a blitz to get him out. He has one character that could have done that he's now setting up next to the ball. Oh no, he's actually going for it and doing a pickup. Did a reroll for
Oh,
that and tried to
whoa.
dodge away and got double ones for it.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, he was literally right there. He could have done another. I didn't realize how close I was to the end zone.
Hmm.
he won. Wow, that is actually just really really bad luck. But there was a lot of rolls that he's done, and it just so happens that he got three ones in. What was this?
Yeah,
Oh
Slum's
my.
gotta be sitting there going, I agree with Inferno. That right there is definitely worth a shot. I mean,
Mhm.
look, when it comes to you can make a touchdown this turn, I think there's very little that is not worth the risk
Mhm.
when it comes to an actual touchdown. I mean, like, there's a big difference between a certain amount of risk to get a ball on their side of the field or to get a player here or there, and a certain amount of risk to make a touchdown. And the levels are so different.
I wonder why he didn't have his Minotaur attack one of the front guys. He's using a blitz on... it could be the assassin. Oh, he's going for the assassin. Those are triple dice rolls. He's definitely got it. He's got 2 freaking defender
Defender
downs.
down.
Oh, and there's an injury. Oh, just badly
Oh,
hurt.
snap.
Just badly hurt.
Dude, did you see the horn? It went into his liver.
Dude, that's what happens when somebody runs at you with horns.
Inferno's in the chat. Everyone hates my assassin. Well, you know, just spitballing here, but maybe because it's an assassin.
Spitballing. Oh wow. An interesting... I still think Slum does not know he can move up and then throw.
Mm.
He's done this before where like he
Mhm.
just didn't like run up closer to try to get a better accuracy for it.
I'm not sure it would have helped in this case, but still.
He might have not wanted to move because of the person next to him. Maybe that might have been it. But that it's just something that I noticed.
At the very least, he got the ball away from his end zone.
Indeed. One of there is a tactic where you can actually throw the ball, not particularly at anyone. There's a button that you can hit to just be like, just throw it in any direction, and you can throw it wherever you want, basically. In
Now
your
see-
throw zone,
Now,
area.
see, that's illegal in normal football. That's called throwing the pass away or something like that.
Huh.
Good thing it's not regular football. Yeah, basically you can't if you're like the quarterback in regular actual American football. If you're the quarterback, you have to be throwing the ball at or to someone unless you've already been flushed out of the line of scrimmage. Because the idea is if they didn't have that rule, every time a quarterback saw that he was about to get sacked, he'd just throw the ball to the sideline.
Oh.
And you'd never have a quarterback get sacked unless he somehow got surprised. So they make that rule that it has to be very clear that you had a receiver, you had someone you were trying to throw it to, and if there's not, then it's like a penalty. Yeah, intentional grounding. Thank you, Lone. Because yeah, otherwise, anytime that they saw they were about to get tackled, they just throw the ball away so that there's no loss in yardage, and it would just be an incomplete pass, and that's not cool. I would piss so many defenders off. Like, damn it!
Wow, it looks like Inferno has another fairly bad roll. That's one of his first things that he tried to do. He didn't even stand up anybody else. And it looks like... Oh...
Gosh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It looks like he just kind of going around that witch elf.
Yeah, does he really need two
No,
people?
he does not need
Yeah.
2 people.
One person would be fine, I think.
Maybe he wanted to switch out? Don't know.
Can you even knock them out that side of the field? I've never seen that happen before.
Maybe. Ooh, and defender down. He could actually do it right into the ball, and he have that kind of splinter somewhere else. He could even go into the Chaos Warrior's hands. He has moved though, so that might not be the best option even in that very obscure plan.
Okay, so apparently you can knock people outside that way of the field, but why 2 beastmen? One's fine.
Don't know.
Maybe they're just looking at her. Guys, we're playing a football
oh,
game.
There was not a handoff there. I thought he was going to try to just start going down the field. Though that probably wasn't the best option, even in the loose planning that I've done. An odd strategy to push him away, what you could do with a diagonal attack, is actually push him just down this line so his other beastmen can get another attack in. It's I'm not quite sure if that's called surfing. Heard that word thrown around a few times.
I thought surfing was like when you send them down the sidelines, like crowd surfing or whatever.
Hmm. A
Well,
defender stumble.
see, this is what I'm more used to seeing with like a chaos team. A nice strong cage and just march it down the field.
Ooh, and both down. Looks like he's gonna have to
Ouch.
take it because there's
Yeah.
no other way he's gonna do that. Oh, and the other
He's
guy
got no
had
moves.
block too.
Oh. Oh, and stunned.
Hmm. Very lucky for Slum. That injury was just out of being knocked out. That is not the strongest cage, but heck if you actually want to walk in there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with just one of his characters. A strength 4 with block is not something to sneeze at.
Now, I'm not incredibly familiar with the Chaos team, but from what I see, this plays to their strength. See, that's one thing I was thinking about, like the first moves. You know, like when I said Slum was being very risky with that Beastman and all that.
Hmm.
And then Inferno basically turns around and does the exact same thing and succeeds. But different teams are set up different ways. Inferno's team is set up for that, you know, that guy to dodge 100 different things and make a touchdown. The Chaos team isn't really designed for that. They're designed more for this kind of play. The strong, I am going to march this down the field and there's nothing you can do about it type of play.
He's gonna have a hard time getting to the end zone before these turns are over.
Well, that's true. Oh, well, yeah, before the turns are over, I completely agree. I'm just saying that this, what we're seeing right here, plays more to their strengths.
Hmm. I find it a little odd that he didn't try to just stick somebody as I've said before many times, sacrificial lamb, just in front of
Hmm.
that ball carrier, so it is going to be harder for him to actually move. It looks like he's actually just trying his hardest not to have anybody next to anyone. So it's going to be one of those just like single blitz sort of things.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't really have to stand anyone in front of that ball carrier. He's far enough back that either the ball carrier has to run up to him anyway, or try and run around him, and he doesn't have the time to do that. He can't. He doesn't have the time to move around that line. He has to try and push through it.
Hmm.
So why go up to them and give him a free hit? If this was like turn two, then yeah, I mean you could just run around them. But
Right. Uh. Right. Just trying to get more of his guys free and useful.
hmm
What Slum can do, which is going to be a little hard, but he's going to need to get rid of this corner guy. That seems to be the loosest spot in this group of people. 1 second.
hmm Now I think here's what Slum needs to do. He needs to take the Chaos Warrior past, you do a handoff to the other Chaos Warrior, and then take that Minotaur and throw him. That's pretty much what I'm seeing here as the best option. Or this. This works too. Just a push though. Probably not what he was hoping for. Oh, he's got Frenzy though, and then we got Defender down. Look at that.
Nice. A very odd position that he put himself in. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to actually get to the other side of the field at this point. He's going to need to actually have somebody else walk up and be able to give him a pass to actually get to a touchdown.
Yep. But I'm not so. I mean, like I'm looking at this right now. I'm not so sure getting to the touchdown's his goal anymore. Maybe it is.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Yeah, he's not enough spaces down the road. He's going to need somebody else who has enough movement to be next
Yep.
to him. It looks like he did not see that. I probably wouldn't either, for the most part. I usually don't count out my moves, but since we're kind of up high and don't need to actually look at too many other um, things around the field, like moving your other characters and making sure they're all okay and thinking about the entire situation.
See, I don't know. I play very, very differently. I guess like before I move a character into enemy territory that far, I count those moves out and make sure that there's a reason to be doing it. I mean, because honestly, unless he has someone like you said that can get next to him that has movement points, there really is
No,
no
this is
reason for him to take that kind of. Well, I was gonna say
he's
take that kind
dead
of
in the
risk.
water. There's no way he
Yeah,
can actually get to that end zone now.
yeah. So better to keep him back with where he's safer and just work on pounding Inferno's guys.
Well, Inferno would have to do a very, very interesting strategy to actually get a touchdown this time, but he can.
Hmm.
He has one person in the end zone, and it could have a pass to that person. A handoff seems a little too risky. I don't think Inferno is going to be trying to go for that because it is such just great odds against him.
Right. Just better to play it safe for return and go to halftime one up.
Mm-hmm. He's already fairly safe, so he doesn't need to do too many risky moves.
Hmm.
It's almost like gambling. Gamble until you win and then stop.
Right? Leaving the table with $5 is better than, with five wins dollars, not $5 total, unless you.
Three
But I came to the
twins,
table with
thousand.
3,000. I would consistently do that. I think the last time I went on a cruise, I went to the table. It was like a roulette table. I won like $5 after like an hour, and I stopped, and I was happy. I was happy for the rest of the trip. I was like, dude, I got $5. Woo! That's a hamburger right there.
That's like a really shitty view.
That could give me hours of frustration.
Yeah. And
Actually, that depends. There's some video games these days, like Poker Night 2 is one I'm looking at. That's only $5. It looks like it'd be fun.
nice.
Hmm.
I was more talking about like going into GameStop and be like, "What
Oh,
console game you
yeah.
got for $5?" Well, we got
Five
Jumper.
dollars. This is, and then like you're all proud about it. This is my gambling money.
Ooh. Looks like Inferno's. Oh wow, taking a small bit of risk on his last few turns.
Knocks him out though.
Mhm. He attacked with I think a guy who had block. Yeah, block. Um, which works quite a bit to his advantage. Trying to probably even up some things, and it would be really good to get him out, and he did.
I think that Minotaur just kicked his own teammate that's on the ground. That is not nice. No, stop it. He's stomping on him. Dude, he's your teammate. I don't know what problems you guys have, but let it go. Poor Chaos Word just is on the ground, just getting stepped on by the Minotaur.
And very sadly, he's not going to be able to get to that end zone,
Hmm.
as I pointed out so many times before. Um, but he can still blitz with either his Minotaur or his Chaos Warrior. It looks like he might be going for the Minotaur. He might be going for that one lineman right there.
Just try and
Oh,
get some more
he's gonna
damage.
do it.
Just do it.
Oh, there's the defender down. Oh,
And
he
the
wanted
horns.
revenge and he got it.
Ooh. Let's see
Almost
if
an
it
injury,
if it
very
lasts through
close.
halftime.
Indeed. They both have one knocked out person, but it looks
And
like
he, but
there's
it,
two injuries.
hmm
Even to his more uh like to his who's better characters like his assassin and leveled up guy who has wrestle, which would be really good at this point because there's a lot of oh I have no idea why he did that.
What? What? What?
Don't know.
Wha- I, what?
I, I
There's.
can't tell you. I would have literally banged my head on the desk in frustration if he actually got over there and like killed himself on that trip. It looks like
Mm.
they're both back in the game, so neither nor is going to lose a character.
Inferno saying, I think he did that just for fun. But see, here's the problem with that. Running towards the touchdown just for fun is fine. Go for it can kill your character,
We've
literally.
seen it.
Yes,
We've
it can
already
kill
seen
them,
it.
it can injure them, it can take them out of the game, it can do so many negative things to you that to do a go for it for no reason whatsoever. What?
Pretty much. Well,
It's like deciding one day that you're going to learn how to juggle and you're going to start with balls of fire. It makes no sense.
let's see. It looks like Inferno has still all of his characters that he needs on the field. It does not look like he has any more in the back. But then again, I might not be able to see him because this camera it doesn't see all, which it needs to.
Well, Inferno's got those two witch elves with the pom-poms.
It works, does.
Totally just get those girls in there.
I'm still very interested in why he has a sideline that has two Chaos Warriors and the other one has two Beastmen. I'd think evenly distributing them might be a better idea.
Hmm. Unless he plans to attack one side for some reason.
Oh, a high kick,
Oh
so he got
wow,
to have
nice.
his Agility 4 character just be right under that ball. He's doing a throw. Interesting first move.
Well, it worked.
It did. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just, run up and handed it off or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's the experience points, but it, and it's kind of late in the game to try to get him another level for the
Yeah.
most part. So doing that might not be the best option.
Well, here's what I'm thinking is that experience points are great and all, but let's say that throw fails. He
Mhm.
hasn't moved anyone. He hasn't set up any sort of defense. He hasn't done anything. He caught the ball and threw it.
Mhm.
That's if you're gonna do a pass just for experience, make sure it's the last thing you do.
or or at least a few of the like if you have some characters ready to bash some people, get those
Right.
people freaking done first.
Hmm.
You have the ball in hand. If you really want to move it up early, I
And like
guess so.
all this stuff that he's doing right now, these are all good moves and should probably have been done before he tried throwing the ball.
Ooh, another
Ooh,
knockout.
yikes.
Even his like he's targeting key players right now. It looks
Hmm.
like his assassin and witch elf are both out of the game, and a lot of the other characters are fairly neutral and will not have too much. Oh, he has leader. That's good. Leader is a really good ability. Basically, since Inferno doesn't have that many rerolls, even though he does have 3 at the moment, um, Leader basically gives you another reroll.
Right.
Yes.
Do, 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 do. Beastman's running up.
Oh my. Well, it looks like it just plain old gives you another reroll. It's not even like a. It's not even like, oh yeah, would you like to use this? It just gives you another reroll.
Interesting.
So I don't think you can get too many more like leader things, but that's a really good ability. Like pick up like sure hands and catch and stuff like that are all really neat, but they're essentially just a reroll for
Hmm.
that one action. An infinite
Right.
amount of that in that one match, but it is essentially a reroll. So if you just have another reroll, you basically have that skill. So it's that person has a skill for whoever else needs it for whatever action that that person needs, like go for it or dodging or anything like that.
It's amazing that it's not just for that character.
Yeah,
I mean, because that would be my assumption is that, well, but see, leadership, okay, leadership's not really something that has to do with yourself. It has
right.
something to do with others. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense given the name, but nice ability.
Indeed.
It's better than spending what is it, like 160,000 gold to get just buy a reroll.
It does use up a level up though.
Yeah, it's true. So
Um,
it's basically like, do you want to use this level up for a new reroll or to give him an ability?
mhm. I'm not quite sure if you have two people who have leader, if that actually works or not. I don't know leader too well.
Also, another interesting thing to be would, well, actually, you probably can. I was gonna say if you give it to someone that has like Bonehead or Thick Skull, or not Thick Skull, Bonehead, or you know, any of those, does it still work if they're in Bonehead state?
Oh, I think so because it looks like reading the ability, it says it just adds a reroll. See that like 3 out of 2? That's
Yeah,
because of leader.
nice.
So I don't think it works if he's not out on the field. But other than that, excuse me.
Bless your soul.
Well, all right.
If I have to.
If you really want to, an interesting placement. Probably just doesn't want to get blitz, but the it looks like the corners are still risque for the most part. Slum still has the ball. He can still bring this back fairly easily, or even just tie it up.
Especially now that he's taken out his Witch Elf and Assassin and
Hmm.
someone else. The
Yes,
guy
he,
with
he does
the guy
actually.
had tackle, right?
Yeah, there's now a person that has wrestle. Sorry, wrestle,
Yeah, wrestle.
and a defender down. My gosh, this guy's going after everybody. Um, a little surprised that it hasn't actually hit its armor value. The mighty blow really does help out a lot with that.
And the horns, for that matter.
Well, horns it just gives you the amount of dice that you roll for, not the.
Right, but what I'm saying is, when you add horns and mighty blow and all that, and you're just getting a stun, or not even a stun, it's just interesting. I mean, because right, it doesn't help with the actual injury roll, but it does help with the overall taking out players.
Well, it's I envision it like as steps. Like the amount
Hmm.
of rolls is the chance of you actually hitting the person, like your accuracy.
Right.
Then mighty blow helps with the armor value, just like claws would. Um, and then if mighty blow doesn't activate during the armor value roll, it helps with the injury roll, which is ridiculous. So I vision horns as more of an accuracy thing than anything else.
And then Iron Constitution helps them live with the guilt of knowing that they've slaughtered so many people. Which, as we've seen, truly helps in this game because they're so remorseful.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure why he's so close. Why he wanted to. I guess it was just for fun. I guess. Just I'm curious in like if he's knows something that I don't. I mean, like there's some tactics that I haven't noticed plenty of times before.
I agree with Axion. Minotaurs need claws. Or I would agree with him if he didn't have a Minotaur. I
um,
think that all Minotaurs need claw and sure hands, and
To make sure that you claw out the person.
yeah, and they could probably also use sure feet, maybe stand firm, pass, and third arm for mutation, so that you have more claws.
Ooh, and a knockout. In both the terms of being knocked out of the field and getting knocked out. Yes.
And beaten by one of his own kind too. Tisk 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 tisk.
That. Oh my gosh. That lineman is not having a good time at the moment. He is right next to the Minotaur.
Yeah.
And that Minotaur looks like he's itching to hit somebody. I don't know why you're blitzing, dude. You got it. You don't need it. Alright. I guess to get a triple dice. Oh man. Wow. Kind of rolled low on that injury, but hey.
It works.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't actually a bad reason to blitz. And then now he's
No.
got that guy covered.
Um. Let's see. He had 5. He would have gotten 1 plus from the other person. So it would have been a 6. So yeah, it would be just a 2 dice roll. And I guess there wouldn't be anyone else to blitz except for that guy down there. I think that might have been a better one to just use that beastman to get up and blitz that guy right out. 2 attacker downs. That's gone. You done. You done, sir.
Say good day, sir.
And wow,
I'd say his ball carriers
he's okay.
fairly well
Yeah.
protected. Yeah. It's going to be difficult to get to him. Not impossible.
It does have just about every single one of these people covered, and even having this guy who's so close is not going to be able to dodge very easily into that square.
Yeah, he'd have to do at least 2 dodge rolls.
Just one, but it would have a negative for dodging into a two block zone square.
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. That I meant 2 tackle zones is what he would have to contend with.
Mm.
Well, technically 3 tackle zones, right? Because the guy at the ball has a tackle zone.
No, just 2. He would have to go to this diagonal one right here, kind of to the upper
Oh, because
right.
there's a beastman there. Got it. Yeah, I see now.
Just 2, yeah. The ball carrier 2 as well. And also, he's not going to have a very good accuracy on that attack either. It would just be a single dice roll. Which would, yeah, I don't see that actually being a good chance. And looks like Slum has covered just about every single person in the opposing team. And he really does only need to cover one person with one person. Most of his characters are higher strength than him. And even on equal strength, Inferno is probably not going to try to contend with that. Single dice rolls are not particularly something that would be...
And even though he can dodge out, if he tries to dodge out with that many characters, he's going to fail eventually.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about it. You gonna do it? No,
He doesn't.
not gonna do it.
He
You
has
gonna do
his
it?
one guy there.
Defender down.
Mm-hmm. It's still really odd to me that the Minotaur only has 8 armor value. It's just so odd to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would at least think he was a 9. Like, 8 seems like just an average player.
Let's see what happens here.
He's still kind of doing those single dodges, which are pretty much riskless. Besides rolling just a 1 when he tries to do a dodge. which will probably be better odds than standing next to somebody who's most likely going to have even greater odds just to hit you in the face. Uh, yep, he's actually hit that terrifying dodge one,
Ooh.
and decided to keep his reroll, probably for something that will affect a touchdown. Seems to be the style he likes to play. And has two people kind of set up. Um, it looks like that really won't stand too well. That person right there who has kick is most likely going to get a face full of Vegeta.
Yay! Everyone loves a face full of Vegeta, especially Bulma. Ha! Get it? Cause the
Actually, no. Could you explain a bit more?
no, no, I can't.
Huh. Well, that's a little odd. I wonder which way he's gonna blitz. Is he gonna blitz into his guys? Away from his guys? I think into his guys might be better. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just doing a push.
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, that's better. I think you should do it inside. Yeah, inside. Like just so sure. Frenzy! Oh gosh, pushed attacker down, attacker down. That is not what he wanted.
Nope, but he got him next to one of his own guys again.
Mm-hmm.
Still is going to have a hard time hitting him. No, actually, that will most likely bump him up to 2 dice rolls with that Chaos guy right in front of him. Um, it. Oh no, it's not. It's going to still be a single dice roll because the guys that are next to him are not down. So he's still going. That one Chaos Warrior is having a hard time finding a good hit. But his ball carrier is now free that he can walk down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he didn't move his guy up. Good. Still covering the other runner that's still up on his feet.
Right.
Just a push. All right. That could work. Nice. Just trying to get him away. Just like away. And now he can finally do his double dice. Now he can move up with no particular worries and it might work out better. But he's deciding against it and just keeping next to the other guys. It probably is a better idea to stick there. Because there's two guys there. You don't want to leave your one beastman all alone. He's scared.
I'm trying to think of a best course of action because man, he's got that runner covered. It is well, this guy's gonna stand up though. I was
Yeah,
gonna say it is conceivable you could run maybe down towards the bottom of the field. He's got 2 runners covered, but then again, these runners they have agility of
I
4. It
would
would
run
be
him right here. See how much move. Yeah. Is he
Ye
gonna do it? Oh, he's gonna.
yes,
Oh,
right
he's running
there.
farther than I pointed.
Oh my gosh. Now see at least those go for it. Well, I was gonna say have a reason. Not really though.
It is farther up the field for the most part, but man,
But
does
it's
he
not.
love doing those go for it.
See, here's my thinking though. It is further up the field, but is it far enough away to really? Well, maybe it
Looks
is
like
far
for that
enough away to.
guy.
Yeah, because I was like, this guy over here has to. Yeah, okay, those go for it's were maybe not such a bad move. If it keeps him away from more defenders, that's good.
This guy who has wrestle probably is looking to get that guy. He's oh look, he's going dodge and just a push. Sadly enough, and he's doing a reroll. He really wants that ball out of his hands, and a defender down,
Yikes!
and a freaking stun. Wow, Inferno has been getting those armor values.
That's what we call a knockout, actually. Not a
Oh,
stun.
and it looks like he used an
Oh,
apothecary to just get stunned.
oh God! The game doesn't want to prove you wrong. He's stunned. Actually, if that's a knockout, look at it again. Oh,
Watch
oh wow.
as I wave my hands.
Piff's like changing the code in the game. Stun, stun, stunned.
Look. Look with your special eyes.
They can't fit my eyes.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have him right out. Oh no, he's doing a pass. He might be
Yikes.
intercepted. There's two people who can do. Oh, and an interception does happen. Oh, Inferno really that was not a bad move at all for Inferno. But it looks like I believe he was probably just trying to get probably the guy who's actually on the other side, because I suppose that if he did throw it for this middle guy, uh, this Chaos Warrior could catch and very easily just run like away.
Right. Oh
Ooh,
man, he's gonna blitz the guy next to the Chaos Warrior and probably try and run the Chaos Warrior.
and there's a defender stumbles. Mighty Blow gets that armor, but the injury rolls were fairly low, so he's just stunned just a little
Hmm.
bit. Looks like he's gonna not move his Minotaur. This the rest of his blitz is basically done. So he's most likely trying to find out his next course of action. It looks like he might want to pass. It looks like he's going for a pass. It looks like he went for a pass and failed to catch and get the pass, and it's in his hands, and it didn't even make a turnover.
What? What just happened? I don't understand. I guess that doesn't count as a turnover.
No,
Yes.
no, I just it was just a hard time to get into my hands is all.
I missed it, it bounced off the guy's body, and I grabbed it again. Ball never touched the ground. Not a turnover.
He's right, you
It's...
know. I would know. I'm a whale scientist.
Excuse me while I hop on my space walrus. That was
He
awesome.
might actually do the two go for it. Oh, and he does! Touchdown!
Oh my gosh.
An amazing game so far. I think the ball's stuck. Look at all those cheerleaders.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Now, of all the times to do go for it, there you go.
Okay, so Witch Elf is back in the game. I think Inferno actually has knocked out two of his guys. Looks like...
She
Oh,
gets
no,
up and
just
gives
one.
like the gun. She's like, "Bam, I'm okay."
Looks like still, oh, that's right, he changed that stun into a stun, I forgot. Um,
You mean the knockout?
no, it's...
I don't know what you're talking about. I see a stun.
I don't look again.
So the question is, in 4 turns, can Inferno get a score, or is this going to be a tie game?
I could see Inferno doing that. He
I
does have
could.
the team that will most likely do that. It looks like Inferno is making an interesting position.
I mean, if you know what you're doing, 4 turns is enough for almost any team to score, even the slow bashy ones.
Like, Slum, Command, one of those two
Yes,
can
all
most
of those
likely get down to the end of that touchdown zone.
If I was Slum, I would be trying to set up as wide a net as possible and to hold him as long as possible and just keep him from getting a touchdown. Oh well, no, you know what? Maybe your chaos team. Maybe try and set up for taking the ball away and doing your own touchdown.
Well, it looks like Inferno most likely will not let another touchdown happen.
Hmm.
He
I
he
would
does.
say,
He's very good at delay tactics. So
I
three
would
turns for
say,
a bashy turn team would not work out too well.
yeah, I would say, considering my opponent, if I was playing against Inferno, and considering that Inferno's won most of his games, and tying Inferno is considered a feat, um, yeah, I would back up, play the best defensive game I've ever played,
Mhm.
and just keep him from making a touchdown. Not a good start to that though. Uh,
Yeah, the ball is fairly close. I would say upfield for Inferno. It could have been much worse.
I would try and kick it as far back as possible, and maybe he did. Maybe the ball is just being a ball,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe he did. I would try and kick it back as far as possible because that's one turn right there. Just it takes a turn just to get the ball up the field, or you have to risk a pass or whatnot.
Looks like Inferno might be going for a pass, or he might just be blocking that one character so he can get somebody down the field far enough that he can actually hand a ball off to somebody who can pass. Most likely, the elves are very good at such things, and it looks like he set up for a blitz push out. Excuse me. And he's going to go for another push, and that person's going to go way out, and an injury.
Ouch.
Oh, 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 and he already used his apothecary, and it looks like that guy's going to have a -1 movement if he
Oh.
gets to the, the semifinals. I should also remind everyone that this is the last week, and semifinals will be next.
Yes. And for Beastmen, I mean, movements, they're kind of their bread and butter.
Well, sort of.
They've got a movement, well, six. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, the Beastmen are the Chaos team's mobile attackers, basically.
Yeah.
And now he has less of the mobile.
Yeah, it's not that far different between 5 and 6. I mean, it's really nice to have higher movement speed, but it's not
You,
like he's like a 9 or
you
something
you
like
say
that.
that, but if the Beastmen had five movement, this would not be a tied game.
Eh,
I think 1 point of movement can make all the difference in the world.
it can, it really can. But if you want to hit somebody, they're usually not out of range for the most
That's
part.
true. Yeah, that's true. It's rare that I see someone stretch in the field just to hit someone. But I've seen it happen. I've seen someone go for it twice just to be able to hit someone.
Mm.
End of the match is imminent.
It's alright.
I'm a little bit behind you, but not much.
You just give it a good pause. Just
No, 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 no,
Are you okay?
no. I don't want to mess things up. So let's just not. Let's just leave it.
I gave it a small pause. I think I stopped for like a second of some sort.
He's gonna be blitzing.
Ooh. Oh, loner hit, and he's now out of rerolls and has still failed the he failed loner and wild animal. That guy's going to be just sitting there. Which is okay for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, but it's okay. It didn't look like he was actually going for a pivotal move.
But wait, I'm confused. He was blitzing. Even if you fail wild animal, you should still be able to hit someone, right?
No. When you do wild animal, you stop in your tracks. You can't do any moves. You can't move.
Okay, but you can still attack anything next to you or anything that you still have tackle zones and all that.
You still have a tackle zone, so if somebody tries to actually walk past you, you can hit them. Besides that, like if you're next to somebody and you try to do an attack and you roll a wild animal, you can't do that attack. Because
Got it.
basically you've ended your move without doing
So
anything.
yeah, so basically it's just like Bonehead, except you get to keep your tackle zones and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Um, Slum probably should have blocked this lower area a bit more. Um, because I can definitely see this character right here, this witch elf, um, kind of break away from this tackle and move up the field.
Hmm.
There's not too much that is really preventing that. It looks like he might be running down the field. My prediction of actually blocking that side might be completely wrong, or he might be just doing a diversion tactic where he wants everyone to move to one side of the field and then he will switch to the other side.
Or, or maybe. No, probably what you said. I was trying to think of something. I was like, I could say something really silly, and I've got nothing.
Well, it's an interesting move for Inferno right now. Like really interesting. Um, he's setting up for a pass. Looks like it. Just for like a just in case.
Hmm.
Um, kind of a Hail Mary sort of thing over there. Um, I think what Slum should do to try to go against this, and Inferno might actually prevent this from happening, but he looks like he has enough characters over here to just have this Chaos Warrior attack down diagonally to this guy, freeing up this Chaos Warrior who has block, and having him blitz him and get a double dice roll with block. That is a really good chance to get that guy with the ball out, just out of the game without the ball. Make him go home. Make him feel really sorry when he puts his hat on the hat rack.
His wife will be like, "How'd it go today, honey?" And he'll be
Um,
like,
I won't talk about it.
and then he finds out that his kid went to the principal's office, and he just like, do 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 do. Oh my God! Very actually, you missed so much. There was Blood Bowl.
Oh my god, it's an attacker down! And
Oh
he has
snap!
somebody who is
Ouch!
completely free to actually try to blitz the ball.
Oh no!
Will he do it though? Will he actually take this man and blitz that man? Let's see.
He can do
One,
it.
two, three, four, five. Plenty. And he's going to do it. Looks like he is really gearing up to do that exact move. He has dump
Amazing!
off. And he's going to... Oh, catch failed. Interesting.
Oh, oh,
And he
he's got
has...
the horns.
He's just going to push.
Just push with the horns.
Just going to give him a little push. That dump off kind of a little bit of backfired since it wasn't actually going to hit him out.
Right.
But yeah, that would have been bad. And a defender down, just taking out people, setting up people next to other people is a people party over here.
And I think Slum's doing a really good job of playing defense right now.
Hmm.
I don't. I mean, it's still possible, but it's making it so much harder for Inferno to score.
Hmm.
Now the defender down.
Yep.
I mean, he's only got one person that can even get to that ball right now.
A defender down. Do not follow up. Do
Never
not
mind.
follow up.
Never mind.
Don't. Oh no. You want a man next to that ball. That gives a negative whenever anybody tries to pick up that ball. You do not want that to happen. You do not want a person to pick up the ball. One is ridiculous. It could easily double the chances of the person actually not being able to pick up the ball. For
Or maybe he wants him to pick up the ball so that he can knock it out of his hands again.
yeah, that's
I'm just trying to come up with ideas of why.
that's oh, I am so confused right now. Why did he not move up with that guy? Oh, and a mighty blow.
Oh, knocked out.
This is this is
Two push.
extremely interesting. Oh man, oh my, oh dear. What has happened here? Very, very odd things have been done. Oh, try to do one go for it and failed.
Ow.
This is really not good. It looks like if he did that move, it would almost just completely ensure that Inferno would not be able to pick up that ball, or at least have a very difficult time. What Inferno would need to do is use an extra movement to move diagonally up, so he's not dodging into another tackle zone, and then move
Mm-hmm.
back down, so he can actually have a very good chance of dodging. That will add another movement, and then throw it to. Oh gosh, there's going to be so many people who are not going to be able to actually get the ball. But it looks like Inferno is definitely setting up for his last turn. He's going to be very direct with this because he's not going to be able to do enough moves to do anything, any diversion tactic, any of that.
I could definitely see though him picking up the ball, throwing it to his witch elf, and then running it in. I'm trying to see who could even make it to her at this point. And everyone I can see that could make it to her, he's got covered or
Oh my!
could.
Oh, there it goes. Looks like Inferno is having a very good chance of actually getting to that end. Is there anyone else who can actually get over there? Um, it doesn't look like there's too many people who are actually free who has enough movement.
He could if he dodged away with this beastman or managed to get rid of this elf defender with that beastman, he could go for it and hit her.
Let's
Or
see,
dodge away with this
one,
beastman right
two,
here, or
three.
blitz that character with that beast. No, he can't blitz and then
Yeah,
blitz. He'd have to dodge away with the beastman, yeah, with one of his two beastmen.
I would probably bank on this upper one so he doesn't need to do a go for it.
Hmm.
This one fairly upfield, but that's
Right.
still a dodge to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty much his only bet.
His strongest one, which is not very strong at all. Agility of 3 is still fine to try to dodge with, but mm, that is a if he rolls a 1 or a 2 on his dodge, he will fail.
This
And
is it. This is for all the marbles,
hmm
or at least equal division of marbles.
you get a half, and you get a half. Oh, what is he doing over there? One, two. Oh, he's doing one go for it instead of okay. That's
That
actually
might
much.
actually is a better option.
It
Yeah.
is a better option, and he fails the
Oh
second go for it.
no! And it's over.
Inferno has done last turn 2-1. He's won this match just by the skin of his teeth. There's been so
Uh,
many chances flying everywhere around this game. It is
it was a great
amazing.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a great game. Very high risk, high reward for Slum, and it almost paid off.
hmm Wow. I am eager to see who the MVPs are.
I bet you it's an elf
Uh-huh.
and guy.
It is the assassin who's actually going to get leveled up, which is going to be very good.
Yes. And
And
the Whiffy
Whiffy,
Beastman.
who's also going to level up from this.
Very nice.